Okay, guys, we are on day 297 of the search for Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian went missing 297 days ago in Sumner County, Tennessee. The case obviously took the country by storm. Search crews went out. They found nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now, there are no updates, obviously. I watch the news like you guys for my updates, but I want to talk about Stephen Fischer, SF Investigates, the guy that is representing parties in this and other matters across the entire country he inserts himself into, right? The guy is blackmailing and extorting us and me. I'm putting that out there. And I call on you, Steve, to sue me for that so you can prove what yourself. It's not going to work. Stephen Fischer is blackmailing and extorting us. He's partnering with former staffers. And it's kind of wild. His tactic involves silencing people. It involves sabotaging and then stabbing. That's kind of how he does it. He stabs the information with misinformation. And that's not good, right? For a PI, a public investigator, he's on Twitter all day long. It's not a great look. But I'm not going to be pushed up to a wall. Hey, Steve, you can go look for crickets in the forest all you want, my man. But your tactics, they stop with me, and that's it. He manipulated his way to parole. He basically said that he's the lead investigator on the case. He leaves out a lot of important information when he speaks to people. And it's a pattern. He called 3 companies to try to get surveillance footage. And he, again, forgot to identify himself correctly. He just calls himself the lead investigator on the case. He gets evidence, and where does it go? Nobody really knows. But that's not the point. Is his tactics as a PI are dangerous, guys. He is a weapon. He is a walking weapon. That piece of paper gives him too much power. He should not have that kind of power. When I met Stephen Fischer, and Steve, you remember this, right? You plagiarized our lawsuit for your own. So I love how he talks of all this stuff, all this trash, but he leaves out the big fact that he plagiarized our lawsuit against somebody so he can file one himself. That's when I met Fischer, because he had reached out saying that we are very great at what we do. This was last summer, and he needed information about a creator who we were under the impression that he was a police officer in Florida, Stephen Fischer. That's the impression that we got when we spoke with him last summer. And he's obviously not a cop. Not a cop. He's not. And we were bamboozled, I guess, to put it lightly. But he plagiarized our entire lawsuit to file and silence another person, right? Because they were giving views that went against his. It's Steve's way or no way. That's how he operates. That's dangerous. And that license should be revoked in every single state. I don't know how. Where'd they find you, Steve? Craigslist? Backpage? I mean, that's kind of that's where your services belong, my man. And to blackmail and extort us indirectly it's not cool. And I'm not going to stand for it. And I'm going to call you out. And I'm going to call you out for doing that. And I'm going to file a police report against you. I mean, dude, you're crossing a lot of lines and we let a lot of stuff slide. But what you have planned coming in a week or two, which we already know about your little plans, because they involve former staffers of ours. It's nuts. It's the definition of blackmail, extortion. If you don't do this, this happens. If you do this, this happens. That's Stephen Fischer, a licensed investigator. Some license. He gets a license to tweet. You don't need that, Steve. You can save a lot of money by calling yourself what you are. A no-good creator on X. That's it. You're not even that's it. You're a creator who disrupts. That's what you are. You're not a PI. You have the license. A groundhog can get a license to be a PI, my man. Doesn't mean anything. You're a fraud. That's what I guess the F stands for. And you're blackmailing and extorting me. You are literally pushing. I'm not going to get into detail, but I just want the world to know that Stephen Fischer is a sick individual, a demented individual who will stop at nothing to get what he wants. Not what his clients want, not what the public wants, not what the missing people he searches for want, because God forbid he finds one. That's why you've never really if you have found one, guaranteed there was something going on behind the scenes. Fischer, dude, stop, because the blackmail and the extortion is not it's not going to work. I'm going to go live and talk about you. If you're going to blackmail and extort me by saying I'm going to have you locked up. You're trying to put me on a Megan's Law list for being on X, talking about a case. You want my electronics taken away? I'm that big of a threat. Fischer, is dangerous. He's blackmailing and he's extorting. And the only way he gets his way is by eliminating the threat. He wasn't successful. He just wasn't. So he keeps enhancing it. He adds to those lies. He keeps going with it, and they never stop.